The restaurant was a place of warmth, where the aroma of sizzling spices blended seamlessly with the soft hum of chatter and laughter. Its walls, adorned with faded photographs and rustic trinkets, seemed to breathe with life, telling tales of countless meals and memories. Patrons flocked to the establishment for its renowned dishes, but few noticed the subtle oddities woven into its foundation. Beneath the surface of this thriving eatery lay a story that refused to stay buried, a story of whispers, shadows, and the unsettling sense that the past was reaching out in ways no one could explain. For years, the staff joked about the quirks of the building. Lights flickered more than they should, utensils disappeared only to reappear in strange places, and cold spots danced across the floor even on the hottest days. These incidents, though peculiar, were easy to dismiss. They became part of the restaurant's charm, small mysteries that added character to an already beloved space. But as time passed, what was once brushed off as harmless began to shift into something darker. The changes were subtle at first. A waiter closing up one evening noticed a chair had moved slightly, though he was certain no one had touched it. In the weeks that followed, footsteps echoed in empty hallways, and faint laughter drifted through the air long after the last guests had left. Employees began feeling watched, as if unseen eyes were tracking their every move. Then came the dreams, vivid, unsettling dreams of being trapped in the building, unable to escape. The staff tried to keep the growing unease to themselves, fearing ridicule or worse, an exodus of customers. But it wasn't long before the diners began to notice. A woman swore she saw a shadow dart past the kitchen door. Another claimed her table shook lightly, as though someone had bumped into it, but no one was near. What was once a sanctuary of food and joy was transforming into something unrecognizable. The question remained, what had been awakened, and why was it haunting this place? In the heart of the Arizona desert, nestled between rolling dunes and jagged rock formations, stood a bustling eatery called the Desert Bloom Kitchen. For decades, it was a haven for locals and tourists alike, known for its authentic Southwestern flavors, vibrant decor, and the infectious warmth of its owners, Maria and Carlos Ortega. The restaurant's reputation had been built on their signature green chile stew, sizzling fajitas, and fresh handmade tortillas. However, the Desert Bloom Kitchen would become infamous for something far more sinister. In 1995, the Ortegas decided to renovate the restaurant. Business had been booming, and they hoped to expand the kitchen and dining area to accommodate the growing crowds. During the demolition phase, construction workers uncovered something unexpected: a heavy iron trapdoor hidden beneath layers of concrete in the back of the kitchen. It seemed out of place, given the building's modern design. Maria and Carlos, curious but apprehensive, decided to open it. The trapdoor revealed a steep, narrow staircase leading to a dark, claustrophobic basement. The space was filled with an overwhelming sense of dampness and decay. Dusty shelves lined the walls, holding rusted tools and glass jars, filled with unidentifiable substances. The air was thick with a metallic odor that clung to the skin. In the corner, Carlos discovered an old leather-bound ledger. The pages were brittle with age, covered in faded handwriting and strange symbols neither he nor Maria could decipher. Though the couple found the discovery fascinating, they didn't dwell on it. The renovation continued, and the trapdoor was left exposed, with plans to seal it later. But sealing it would come too late. Something had already been disturbed. The strange events began subtly. Maria was the first to notice. Late one night, as she prepared ingredients for the next day, she heard soft murmurs echoing through the empty kitchen. Thinking it was Carlos or one of the staff, she called out, but no one answered. The murmurs stopped, only to be replaced by the sound of faint footsteps. She shrugged it off, blaming her exhaustion. As the weeks passed, the activity grew more frequent and impossible to ignore. Pots and pans would rattle violently, even when no one was near them. Knives inexplicably slid off countertops, landing with eerie precision, always pointing towards someone. The walk-in freezer's heavy door began slamming shut on its own, trapping employees inside for minutes at a time before inexplicably releasing them. No mechanical issue could explain it. Staff members began quitting in droves, unable to endure the oppressive atmosphere. Maria and Carlos tried to reassure everyone, dismissing the occurrences as coincidental or exaggerated. But they, too, were unnerved. On several occasions, Maria swore she saw fleeting shadows moving in her peripheral vision. Carlos, a skeptic by nature, was shaken one night when he heard a disembodied voice whisper his name while he locked up. Desperate to find answers, the Ortegas reached out to a local priest, who performed a blessing ceremony. The priest sprinkled holy water throughout the restaurant and sealed the trapdoor with salt, warning the couple not to disturb it further. For a short while, the disturbances ceased, and life at the Desert Bloom Kitchen seemed to return to normal. But the calm didn't last. One evening, during a particularly busy dinner rush, the activity escalated in ways no one could ignore. The restaurant was filled with the sound of laughter and clinking glasses when suddenly, every burner in the kitchen flared to life, roaring with blue flames. Maria and her staff scrambled to turn them off, but the knobs wouldn't budge. Just as abruptly, the flames died out, leaving the kitchen in eerie silence. Moments later, a server screamed as the overhead lights flickered violently, casting the room in alternating shadows and blinding brightness. Customers began murmuring about the restaurant being cursed. Stories of the haunting spread, drawing both curious diners and paranormal investigators. A local ghost hunting group conducted an overnight investigation, armed with EP recorders, infrared cameras, and motion sensors. What they captured chilled even the skeptics. Recorders picked up ghostly whispers, including phrases like "get out" and "save us." Thermal cameras detected cold spots that moved unnaturally across the kitchen. One investigator claimed to feel a hand grab his arm, though no one was near him. Despite the chilling evidence, the Ortigas refused to give up. Leaning into the restaurant's newfound notoriety, they rebranded it as Kitchen of Ghosts. They created a themed menu and held weekly paranormal nights, inviting guests to dine amidst the supernatural. The gimmick worked for a time, attracting thrill seekers and ghost enthusiasts. However, the hauntings became darker and more aggressive. One evening, a young chef named Louis was alone in the kitchen when he felt a sharp, stinging sensation on his back. When he lifted his shirt, he found 3 deep, parallel scratches, as if made by claws. Diners in the restaurant witnessed objects levitate and heard sinister laughter echoing through the dining room. Many left mid-meal, unwilling to endure the increasingly hostile atmosphere. The breaking point came in 1997 when a catastrophic fire broke out. The blaze started in the kitchen late at night, long after the restaurant had closed. Firefighters arrived to find the entire building engulfed in flames. Strangely, the fire seemed to center around the trapdoor, which had been sealed and untouched for months. By the time the flames were extinguished, the Desert Bloom Kitchen was a smoldering ruin. Investigators could not determine the cause of the fire, and the event only deepened the restaurant's dark legend. Maria and Carlos, heartbroken and financially ruined, sold the land and left Arizona. The building was left abandoned, its charred remains standing as a grim reminder of its haunted past. Urban explorers and ghost hunters who visited the site reported unsettling experiences. Many claimed to hear the faint clatter of pots and pans or see flickering lights emanating from the gutted kitchen. Some even reported seeing shadowy figures moving among the rubble. Theories about the hauntings abound. Some believe the ledger found in the basement held the key to the curse, suggesting it contained remnants of an ancient ritual that had been disturbed. Others speculate the restaurant was built on sacred ground, and the renovations had awakened vengeful spirits. Today, the Desert Bloom Kitchen is little more than a crumbling shell, overgrown with desert brush and graffiti. Yet, locals still warn of venturing too close, especially after dark. They tell tales of ghostly chefs seen working in the ruins, their spectral forms illuminated by an otherworldly glow. Whispered voices and chilling laughter are said to echo through the night, as if the spirits of the kitchen are forever trapped, bound to a place they once called home. The haunted whispers of this restaurant linger in the minds of all who cross its threshold. Was it the weight of history etched into its walls, or the restless presence of something unseen? Even now, those who visit describe fleeting shadows, eerie cold spots, and the inexplicable sense of being watched. While some embrace the mystery as part of the charm, others leave unsettled, vowing never to return. Perhaps the answers are hidden in the silence of the night, locked away in the secrets the restaurant refuses to surrender. If this story sent chills down your spine, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more bone-chilling tales. Have you ever encountered a place as unnerving as this? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know if you dare to visit. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more stories that will leave you questioning the world around you.